I never considered it. I never had a plan B. It was opera singer or I'll figure out what's on the other end, because I really thought plan B is going to take away from plan A. It's a distraction. And so I never considered it. I didn't want to be a teacher. I never thought about a fallback or anything like that. It was opera singer. I thought if you shoot for an A, you might get an A, but no other way. I didn't want to. So I never considered it. I think it would have been fun to be a professional athlete. I think it would have been fun to be like a newscaster or something like that. But I never really considered it seriously. That's the truth. For 10 years or so, my wife has stayed with me on the road. She comes with me. She handles all the business. She handles all the travel and the hotels and the flights. And she constantly, you think she's on permanent vacation, but she's working constantly. And now with the baby, she's really working constantly. They've stayed with me, and I'll keep that as long as possible. I don't know if it'll go forever. At some point, he's going to have to go to school, maybe. And yeah, they've been with me, so the balance is easy. They're balancing me. They're keeping my head straight. It's not me trying to go home and make sure everything's fine. I'm lucky that way. I know a lot of people are leaving their families for most of the year, but there's a price to this business, and you've you've committed to this life, and this is the life we've chosen. And so, to that end, if you want to sing for a living and have that gift, there's a cost. There's a cost to everything, right? If I have music on, it's hard not to think that I should be listening to something I'm learning. When I'm not, I love. I mean, it's cliche to say I love everything, but I've other than country music, or most rap, I have a hard time finding something I don't like. I always thought I was born in the wrong generation. I like the rock and roll from the '70s. I like Johnny Cash. If I never saw Elvis Presley on a VHS when I was a kid, I never would have sang a note. So I don't. My musical background is vast. I think probably normal for an American kid. I like Pink Floyd. I like Led Zeppelin. It's definitely the plight of my voice type. You're going to have to play the older guys, whether it's the priest or the old man or the grand. It's always happening that you're. It just happens all the time, or it's a tradition, and somebody can't think of something more interesting to do, and so oftentimes I see that gray wig in the corner in my fitting, and I go, I know which one I'm wearing, and yeah, I think people are surprised. I don't know. It's when they see me later, they go, "Oh, you're not an old man." But after a while, I'm looking in the mirror night after night, and I see this old man. I start to feel like it. The people that are still standing, and I mean from the people I went to undergrad with and graduate school and young artist programs and bigger young artist programs, the people that are still here and the people that are still standing are the ones that were constantly working. And the people who, in most cases, were anointed young as the next whatever, or it's going to be easy for you, or they didn't properly earn it. And to that end, uh, it's been more difficult. When things got difficult, they didn't know how to lean on their work. And there are times on stage where every element is working against you. There's a light in your face, your wig is too tight, your costume is falling off, your colleague is standing in front of you, the maestro hates you, the director has put you upstage. I mean, this happens. And so in that moment, can you handle all of these elements? Can you lean on your technique far enough to get through that? And that's the difference between a beautiful voice and a great singer.